Today is Friday the 13th, November 2024. I'm standing here amongst the burned mountains of Malibu, the Franklin fire, and we're just going to survey some of the damage in the chaparral areas of the mountains here. You can see how extensive it is. It goes way behind me, and the fire has consumed all the fuel, the brush on the mountains everywhere around me. And luckily, Cal Fire, Los Angeles Fire, and all the fire departments and associated agencies have been able to save the vast majority of the homes and building structures in the immediate downtown Malibu area, which is a blessing, an absolute blessing. And our hearts go out to those who are not as blessed. But overall, these men have done an excellent job, so our hats off to them. And here comes one of the helicopters carrying water for a dump on the ridge just behind me, off in the distance. These flights continue, have been going on all morning. As one helicopter goes in, another comes out. Over on the left side of the screen here, another helicopter with a draw straw is coming in to the pond at Pepperdine to suck up some more water and drop it on this damn fire and put an end to it. As you can see behind me, this is just sort of a brief sample of what the fire destruction looks like in the chaparral areas on any of these given mountains here. The brush growth is essentially the same throughout, so the type of damage there is fast moving, quick burning, and you can see it leaves nothing in its wake. Scorched earth, basically. Just awful, the damage here. Blue skies. Unfortunately, everything has been completely burned in this area, although you do still hear the natural life going on. There are some bluebirds, some blue jays rather, California blue jays, and here comes another helicopter getting ready to make a dump. So let's go around and sort of see what else is going on here. And again, the fire just jumped right down the hill here, headed for downtown Malibu, which we see out in front of us. Malibu Shopping Center is just off to the left there, and another one is right over there across the street, across the Pacific Coast Highway. But you can see the fire is completely taken out this hillside, but the homes over there are saved, and that seems to be a recurring story in all the different fire zones that I've personally seen here. So very good job, very, very, very excellent life-saving jobs by Cal Fire and Los Angeles Fire Department. And of course, over here on this side of the street, we see the fire continued up right to the Pepperdine property line, or the building line right there. And luckily, the buildings did not catch fire. They didn't lose the buildings, they kept them. And if you look online, you'll actually see a terrifying situation where the students were actually asked to house in place in the library, and you could see the fire flames coming right up to the edge of the building. How the building didn't catch on fire, I don't know. Maybe that's attributed to the great work of CAL FIRE and Los Angeles Fire Department. If so, again, hats off, great job. And if nature did it, well, you guys dodged a bullet. Here are some of the other Pepperdine structures. You can see the fire just went right up this gulch here, right to the edge of the buildings, and fortunately the buildings remain intact, which is kudos to the fire department for doing a splendid, superb job in the face of all this danger. Just absolutely phenomenal. And wow, everything is just completely scorched here. All the chaparral is burned to nothing. And we see those monochromatic grays and whites and blacks here in the hillside. Woof. So I think that might be the library up there, without knowing much about Pepperdine's campus, because it looks like the fire got closest to that building, and that's where we saw that terrifying scene of the students in the library with the tongues of fire just breathing right outside the window there while they huddled for safety. Of course, also a big kudos to Cal Edison. Their crews have been out working on the power lines, checking them, repairing them where need to be, because the fire doesn't just damage the hillsides, it actually affects the electricity systems as well. So they've done a great job. They're all over the place out here, getting everything back in good working order. So that's great. Taking a look right now at another spot here on Malibu Canyon Road. Sort of opens up and shows us in the canyons themselves just how extensive the burns are. Of course, you can still hear the helicopters going. They continue to pump water on these fires. They're flying into Pepperdine, and they're getting drawing water from the lake there, sucking it up and flying it out to the fire zones that are just beyond the ridge there. You can see the fire has scorched this entire valley, burned it to nothing here on Malibu Canyon Road. And I guess the fire has just gone over the crest there, and that sucker is still smoldering because they just continue to fly one water drop after the other to try and extinguish it. And so we're keeping our fingers crossed and hoping they can turn that damn thing off. Oh my God, check this out. This is melted plastic from the highway protection barriers here. Just turned into nothing. Completely melted, just turned into liquid mush. You could almost say they Cronenberged it, dude. Man, this fire is ruthless. Let's take a look at the valley here. So here we are looking at the huge valley here in Malibu, completely scorched. Really sucks. All right, everybody, so that's today's update, Friday the 13th, December 2024, from the Franklin Fire here in Malibu Canyon. Thanks for watching, and let's hope for the best, and we'll see you soon.